Hello students, welcome to your geography class. Today we are going to begin with chapter number 14, the globe, latitude and longitude. So students, in this chapter we will study about the globe, what is a globe, about the lines of latitude and longitude, about the different heat zones of the earth, about the time zones. Okay, so let's begin. So our first topic is what is a globe. So students, we all have seen a globe. It's a model of the earth. It gives an accurate picture of the earth's surface so that we can study about the earth. It shows the location of places on the smaller scale. As we all know that the earth is spherical in shape, it is slightly flattened at the poles and bulging at the equator. So, this globe is an imaginary model of the earth which depicts the model of the earth. So students, as you all know that the globe is the model of the earth. The spherical shape of the earth is accurately shown by a small spherical model which is called the globe. If we are observing a globe, we always see that it is tilted on the axis, as the earth is also in this position. There are two poles, the North Pole and the South Pole. So students, in order to locate the position of different features on the earth accurately, our geographers are there who have devised a system of horizontal and vertical lines on the surface of the globe. As you can see on the globe, there are many horizontal and vertical lines are there, and this forms a grid. So, the definition of the grid is a pattern of lines that circles the globe in east to west and north to south direction. As we can see, the lines are there from east to west direction and north to south direction. So, why this grid is made? It helps us to locate places on the earth or on a map. The horizontal lines from east to west are called the lines of latitude, while the vertical lines from north to south are called the lines of longitude. So students, our next topic is the lines of latitude and longitudes. As we all know that on our globe there are various lines are there which form a network which is known as grid. So let's talk about these lines. The horizontal lines from east to west are known as latitudes. These latitudes are parallel to one another, thus they are known as parallels. Equator is the longest latitude. Now let's talk about the longitude. So the vertical lines from north to south are known as longitudes, as you can see, and the other longitudes, all the lines of longitudes are known as meridians. Now let's talk about the different heat zones of the earth. Students, as we move away from the equator towards the pole, the climate differs, as the climate is not same all over the earth. The climate changes from hot to warm, warm to cool and cool to cold in both the hemisphere. As we all know that this equator is divide the earth into two hemisphere. The upper one is the northern hemisphere and the lower one is the southern hemisphere towards the south pole. This is because the rays of the sun becomes increasingly slanting and therefore heating becomes less. On the basis of distance from the equator, the earth is divided into following heat zones: torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. So students, let's study about the time and longitude. What is the relation between the time and the longitude? It helps us to determine the time at a place. Each longitude has its own time. Our geographers have divided the entire globe into 24 time zones, each with its own time. The time followed all over the India is called the Indian Standard Time. Let's know about the time zones. So, what are these time zones? We can divide the Earth into 24 imaginary zones that correspond to an hour of the Earth rotation. These are called time zones and we can use them to measure time. As we all know that the world rotates 360 in 24 hours, means that the earth rotates at 360 in 24 hours. That means 15 per hour. The world has 24 time zones. Each time zone is 15 apart, means the difference between each longitude is 15, or there is a 1 hour time difference for every 15 of longitude. So students, the middle longitude of each time zone is taken as the standard meridian and the local time on that meridian is generally followed all over the time zones as the standard time, and the time followed all over India is called the Indian Standard Time. So students, that's all about the chapter. In this chapter we have studied about the globe. The globe is a small spherical model of the earth, about the lines of latitudes and lines of longitudes. So all the lines, horizontal lines from east to west directions are known as latitudes. All the lines of latitudes are parallel to one another. Equator is the longest latitude. Some important latitudes are there. Equator, which divides the earth into northern and southern hemisphere. It is located at 0°. Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle, Antarctic Circle are some of the important latitudes. On the basis of these latitudes, it helps to determine various heat zones on the basis of temperature. Frigid zone, North Temperate Zone, Torrid Zone, South Temperate Zone and Frigid Zone at the South Pole. Now, lines of longitude. As we all know that the vertical lines from north to south direction are the lines of longitudes. To determine different heat zones. And the time followed by the India is the Indian Standard Time. Okay students, so that's all about today's class. Thank you and have a nice day.